Hello, this is my portfolio. I just have it in a little binder. So on the front, I have my name and it says 4th grade English. So that is my preferred grade level and content area. So that's just what's on the front. And then you open it up, and the first thing I have is my diagram of the classroom. So some of the things got cut off, so I had to write what these were. So this is whiteboard, that's the door. These are bookshelves. And then these are cubbies for storage. And then this is a counter for more storage. And there would be storage underneath the counter, in cabinets. And then I have teacher desk. I don't know if I said that. And then I have groups of 5 for desks. And then some feedback that I got when I first turned this in was that I didn't have enough cooperative group work areas. And so I have added in a little area over here in the corner by the bookshelves and the cubbies. I would add in a rug, an area rug, in my classroom for students to go and sit on the ground and work on things with their groups if they need to or if they want to. I did that when I was in elementary school. We worked on things on the ground on a carpet with clipboards, and it was awesome. We loved it. So that's probably something that I would incorporate in my classroom. So yeah, that's just something I added in. And then next we have classroom rules. I just have 5. Pretty simple. And then next we have procedures. I have, I think, 10 procedures for attendance, beginning of the day, end of the day, in the hallways, transitions, all that stuff. And that goes on to these 2 pages. And then after that, I have a list of consequences in order of how many infractions they have. And so I have 10 of those as well down to this page. And then next we have a cooperative group activity. So I did an expert jigsaw. Students will read a passage, like we did in class, split up, and then they're all going to talk about it. So I just include the story, what the activity is, rules for the activity, and then questions for discussion afterwards. And then we have the parent letter that I would send out to the parents at the beginning of the year. And so this was my original letter, and then some feedback that I got from this was that I shouldn't state the actual rules and procedures. I shouldn't actually list them. So I have revised this to this. So it's just right here. Everything else is the same. Basically, I just said as a class, we're going to have a set set rules and procedures that we're going to follow all year. And if those rules and procedures are broken, then we will also have a set list of consequences that will be that will take place. But everything else is the same. So a little bit about me, introduction, contact information, email, phone number. So yeah, everything else is the same. And then after that, we have the strategies. So monitoring student behavior and academic progress carefully, being consistent in the use for procedures, rules, and consequences, managing inappropriate behavior promptly, and maintaining a positive climate by reinforcing appropriate behavior. So we have all that. And then after that, we have my sub-plans. I say these for last because there's just a lot that goes into this in itself. So for my sub-plans, I'm going to include a copy of our class rules so that the sub will know what they need, what their expectations should be for the students. And then also I'm going to include some helpful numbers. I don't know if you can see that. So some helpful numbers would be the office, counselor, and AP, my cell phone number if they need me, a teacher partner that could help them, and then also the nurse. So yeah, I would just include some helpful numbers on this sheet for them. Obviously, I don't have real numbers right now, but those are numbers I would include. And then after that, I would have a class roster. This would help. This is going to be for attendance. And so for an example, I printed out our class roster for classroom management. And then something that I would do is like put stars by certain students who could be helpful students. If the sub needs them to go run an errand for them or just help them out with something, help them pass out papers, like they'll know that, oh, this person has a star next to them, they can pass out papers for me. Excuse me. And then also by certain names, like if this student has allergies, I'd write down allergies, and this person has allergies, and this person needs to take medicine at this time, like send them to the nurse to take medicine. Just have any student information like that on this sheet so that they know what to expect. And then I would also include a copy of the class diagram with the seating arrangements. So it's the same thing, but on the desk I would write the students' actual names, like for their seating chart. So this will also help with attendance, taking attendance and making sure that the students are where they need to be. And then after that, I would include the bell schedule, or like class schedule. For an example, I just printed out Belton High School's bell schedule for this past year. So yeah, this is just an example. I just printed this out just to have it. But I would obviously use like my class schedule. And then after that, we have what to do in an emergency. So this is like for like lockout, lockdown, evacuation, sheltering, like for weather, and like holding in the classroom, anything they need to know about these emergency plans, it's here. And then I would also include a lesson. Obviously, this is needed. If I'm not there, kids have to learn something. So I would include a lesson for them. This is a lesson that I had to write for a different class, so I just included that in here. So it provides the TEKS that are being used and content objective, language objective, materials, all the steps. This is for a PAR framework lesson. And then I would have the kids like do a KWL chart and all this stuff and a website that they need to look at. And so this is just, I'd obviously have to provide a lesson for the sub just so the kids are doing something and staying busy. And then that concludes my sub plans, and that concludes my portfolio. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much.